me offend you straight out the gates. You're nowhere near as good at sales as you think you are. And if you want to be successful in business, then you absolutely have to master the art of closing deals. So listen carefully if you want to blow up your revenues in 2026. Now, I see this every single day. Talented people that were good at the technical skill that have now become a business owner that don't know anything about closing deals, and they are completely useless when it comes to selling. Not because they're stupid, but because no one ever taught them how sales actually works. You don't lose deals because the market is bad. You lose deals because of what comes out of your mouth. And I'm breaking down in this video the top 3 reasons business owners are terrible at sales and why you don't even realize that you're doing it all wrong. Point 1. You're emotionally attached to the outcome. You need the sale and the customer smells it. You're desperate and you reek. The second you need the deal, you start chasing approval. You over-explain, you try and justify, you discount before they've even objected. You quote 15 grand and immediately start panicking about price, talking about materials, labor, time, stress, trying to convince them that it's fair. Well, real salespeople don't convince, they decide. Calm voice, short sentences, silent when they drop the price. The ones that control the situation emotionally are the ones that get to close the deal. Point 2, if you confuse being friendly with credible, you've got it all wrong. You want to be liked, so you soften everything. No pressure, just have a think, let me know when. That's not professionalism, that's weakness disguised as politeness. You're doing that customer a disservice, and high-level buyers, they don't want nice. They want certainty. They want confidence in you that you're gonna objection handle and you're gonna solve their problems. They want someone who sounds like they've done it 100 times before. Clear processes, clear steps, clear expectations. Because when you ramble, joke, or overcompensate, you lose authority and you lose deals. Point 3, you don't control the sale, you let the customer lead it. They decide when to reply, they decide the timeline, they decide whether they ghost you. That is not how professionals sell. Professionals lead, they always stay in control. You set the agenda, you explain the decision process, you book the follow-up call, and that is how the deal moves to the next stage. You don't say, I'll send a quote. You will say, here's the price, would you like to proceed? Because if you can't control the way that a sales pitch goes, it's going to drift, and drifting kills cash flow. You got to ask yourself, how bad do you want your business to be successful? Because without you having the ability to close deals, without you having the ability to win business, your pipeline is going to starve at the front end. And you need cash flow if you want to be successful. And when you fix this, your revenue will explode. More leads, more ads, more opportunities, more deals, more delivery. And if you get that right, your acquisition engine, then you're going to have a much better strategy to upsell to existing customers. And when you build an ecosystem with an incredible focus on lifetime value, you're going to make so many more millions than you're currently making. And if you're not making any money right now, it's probably because you have never done sales training. So let me know in the comments, have you ever done sales training before? If not, why not? Because the first piece of advice I'm going to give you next is go and get sales trained. Hopefully this video is going to spark you to go off and search for the skills needed to be better at closing deals. And if you want to be in business and you don't like selling, you've got no business being in business. Business is all about sales, and you should be passionate about your product. You should be excited about pushing it into the marketplace with so much energy and enthusiasm that every time you come across someone and you talk about your company, you leave them inspired. Because for me, passion and enthusiasm sells. That's what it's really all about. And Customers buy with emotion and they justify with logic. So how do you create emotion in a sales environment? Well, first and foremost, you have got to use your tonality and your energy to trigger either an uplift, so they're excited and motivated about working with you and doing business. And people don't buy the product, they buy the outcome of what the product is going to deliver. Too many people are over here busy selling the sausage and they don't sell the sizzle. And on the flip side, you can make sales by pissing people off, by getting them angry, getting them to see that they are the problem. I mean, especially in education, it's not always about just making someone feel good. Sometimes you need to snap them out of this lazy mindset that they have, that what they're doing is enough. And so you have to really, instigate the pain points and get them to see that they are the blocker. But either way, emotion works positively and negatively. It's got to be done professionally, that when you master the art of being able to trigger that emotion and then justifying it with, wow, look how successful you're going to become and it's going to achieve all of the great things that you want, da-da-da-da-da. And that sounds like a good thing for me to go and do. On the flip side, it's like, listen, okay, you've been running your business for 10 years. You're not where you want to be. You sound to me like you're full of excuses. Do you want this or not? Because are you trying to convince me that you've got everything under control, or are you lying to yourself? The reality is you're going to be in the same pace in 12 months if you're not willing to do something different today. So are you going to do something your future self is going to thank you for? If you are, let's pull the trigger and make a move. So you see, in both scenarios, I'm either playing up to the customer's motivation to get them excited because they're already bought into the outcome, or I'm going to tell them that basically they're nowhere near where they need to be and it's their fault. And at that point, it can go two ways. They either tell you, this isn't for me, get lost, or they're going to tell you, you know what, Joseph, you are absolutely right. And I say, listen, if I can't instigate an emotion in you or get you to do something that you've never done before, what sort of a business coach am I going to be? If I back off every time you say, I need to think about it, or it's hard, or, I'm not quite ready, well, that's what everybody says that's not in a position of success. Imagine a personal trainer, every time you go in the gym and go, I'm really tired. Okay, they go, no worries, you go home. Is that ever going to build you into a champion? Absolutely not. And it's the same for business. It's all about the mindset first and foremost. And a good sales coach, a good mentor, good content will help you to frame your mindset up nicely first and foremost, so you can become a beast when it comes to making sales.